My father and brother forced my 11-year-old son to fight his older, much stronger cousins.
Get up! Don't be lazy!
They shouted over him as he lay on the floor in pain. When I found out, I didn't shout. I took action. 2 weeks later, their lives started to fall apart. My father always said this wasn't women's business. I agreed, out of politeness, right up until it became very much my business, because the kid getting hit was mine. It was a Saturday like the others. I'd dropped Owen at Grandpa's training, then stayed in the yard helping my mom with nothing special: boxes, leaves, pretend chores that keep you from looking too closely. Those trainings had been going on for months. I'd never seen one. I'd learned not to interfere with men. You don't open garage doors that smell like sweat, gasoline, and male ego. Laughter came from the garage, the usual soundtrack, then a sound that wasn't usual. Not loud, but the kind of sound you know with your bones. Your kid's voice, bent the wrong way. I went to look. Not with a plan, with a heartbeat. The door was half up. Heat, dust, sweat, concrete. Owen stood in the middle of the floor, hair stuck up, a red patch on his cheek. Across from him, Logan and Brody, my brother Travis's boys, bigger, older, soaked through. My father sat on a folding chair like a judge. Travis was posted beside him, arms crossed like security, proud of his own arms. "Come on, don't whine. Men don't whine." 10 push-ups, my father said. "All the way." No cheating, Owen went down. The first few were fast. Then the rhythm tore, shoulders dipping, breath turning loud and scratchy. Brody laughed. "He looks like he's praying." "Let him pray. Maybe he'll get an answer." My father snorted. 5 more, because you're making that face." Owen tried. Hands slid. He lifted halfway, collapsed, tried again. 5 more, my father said, like a sentence. "For feeling sorry for yourself." Owen stopped moving, just breathed. "Get up," my father snapped. "Get up! Don't be lazy!" He staggered to his feet, breath ragged, shoulders caving. "Gloves on." Round 2. "I can't," Owen said quietly. "I'm dizzy." "Men can't." My father stood. Center. Now Logan and Brody traded the kind of grin people wear when the rules are on their side. "Body shots only," my father announced. "No head." He needs to stop backing up. Owen took off his glasses and set them on the workbench. He pulled on the old gloves, my father's relics. Too big for him, hanging like someone else's hands. The boys' gloves were newer. Nobody wore headgear. First punch, Owen's shoulder. Second, his stomach. Third, up high, caught his jaw. He stumbled, turtled, tripped on a rope they'd chalked down as a ring, and went down. "Get up," my father said. "You're breathing, aren't you?" "Then get up." He stood again, shaking, folded in on himself. Travis laughed. "See? He's just lazy. Pain wakes him up." I was still at the door, fists jammed into my palms, not moving, brain refusing the input. Because what I was watching wasn't training. It was my son being turned into a prop. Logan shoved him with a shoulder. "Come on, Professor. Show us the brains." More laughter. Owen brought his hands up and took another shot, temple this time. He reeled, almost went down again. "Stop," he said, small. "Round's not over," my father barked. "Life doesn't stop because you say stop." Logan drew back for another. That's when I walked in. "Enough." Right now, regular words, not even a shout, but the garage cut to mute. Owen froze. The cousins glanced at each other. My father leaned back in his chair and looked up at me with that face. Men have a special one for telling women they're overreacting. "Erica, don't interfere." "This is called raising a man, is it? Try it on someone your own size," I said. already at Owen's shoulder. He was trembling. I peeled off the gloves, took his hand, hot and slick.
This is abuse. Erica, Travis said. Don't make a scene.
You don't get it. Dad's helping him toughen up.
Really? This is help?
I nodded at Owen.
He said stop, and you kept going.
My father stood. His shadow rolled across the concrete.
This is training, Erica.
Don't walk into rooms you don't understand. He has no backbone. That's on you.
You're calling violence a backbone? I'm calling it life, he said. Men don't get strong from books. Men who break kids aren't strong.
They just can't lift anything real.
What are you even saying?
He threw his hands.
I'm not breaking him.
I'm teaching him. He needs to learn to take a hit. So far, I see him learning how to be quiet while you hit, I said.
We're going home, Owen.
He slid his glasses back on, zipped his jacket. My father looked at him like he was a broken tool.
You're raising him like a girl.
That's why your life falls apart. And you, I said, are raising men who don't know where the line is.
Congratulations. That's a legacy.
Owen walked to the door.
He'll be weak,
my father called after us. He'll be human, I said.
Not your copy.
I stepped out and slammed the door hard enough to make the tools on the pegboard rattle. If my mother had been there, she would have said I was being dramatic. She loves to say my father is old school. That school shut down a long time ago. My mother still teaches there. We drove home in silence. Owen pressed a cold soda can to his cheek. In the rear view, I could see his face, wiped out, but stubborn. I didn't ask. Not because I didn't want to know, but because I already did. For weeks he'd been coming back drained and gray around the edges, said it was just a hard workout. I believed him, because believing was easier, because I wanted to think my father was building him up. I told myself we were both saving him in our own ways. Turns out I just didn't recognize what it looks like when your kid is being used as a target. At home, I sat him on the couch and grabbed the first aid box.
Let me see.
He pushed up his sleeve without a word. Bruise, another under his ribs.
Is that all from today?
I don't know. Maybe yesterday too, I nodded. I should have come sooner, I said. I'm sorry. He shrugged.
Grandpa says I'm weak.
And I say he's old, I said.
We'll call it even.
He managed a small, tired smile.
I don't want to go back.
You're not. But Grandpa is a grown man who watches a child get hit. That's all you need to know about Grandpa. We sat there a while. He drank hot cocoa. I watched the steam curl and disappear. Mom, am I supposed to be strong?
You're supposed to be yourself.
Sometimes that's harder. What if it starts again at school? Then we handle it. Together. And not with fists, unless you decide you want to learn to protect yourself. And not from people like that. He nodded.
I'm scared.
Me too, I said. I'm just better at hiding it. He fell asleep on the couch with his shoulder against my arm. I stayed there, still as a statue. Somewhere a phone rang. Travis or my mother, probably, but I didn't pick up. I used to think family meant the people who are always on your side. Now I know sometimes it's just the people who hit your kid and wait for you to say thank you. I didn't sleep, just lay there in the dark, replaying how we got here. It's the classic riddle with 1,000 obvious clues you pretend not to see. At school they call it careless. At home it was female logic. Truth? Exhaustion, spiked with the hope that someone else would handle it. Better. Harsher. Like a man. In my family, like a man means pretending pain doesn't count. My father loved order, rules, and silence at dinner. He didn't yell. He delivered verdicts. Short, flat, final, lazy. Too smart for your own good. Won't last without a husband." My mother echoed, "He's right." Not out of fear, out of muscle memory. My brother Travis was the golden child from day one. Sports, medals, applause. He ran fast, hit hard, ate plenty. I was the other one. Books, competitions, acceptance letters.
"Smart but useless,"
my father said when I refused to write Travis's essay. I wrote it the next day anyway, not because I was scared, because I wanted the conversation over. My to-do list forever read, help Travis with English, make his resume, fix his taxes. I helped. Always. I grew up and found a world where smart actually pays bills. Spreadsheets, numbers, clean columns, stuff most people hate, I just do. Single mom with a degree and a calendar where anything for me is penciled in under someday. The job covers rent, insurance, and the endless spot me till Friday. Travis is my father's clone, just younger and louder. His boys are the same model, loud, strong, mean when it's easy. They've sat on my budget for years. Gas till Friday. A month of car insurance, cleats and uniforms for the kids, groceries, gift cards. Do our taxes like you do. And they look down on me while I do it. A talking ATM. Very useful. Not respected. Great role. My father beams at his son and grandsons. Me, he reminds once a month to get back to normal. Translation. Find a man to run my life and teach my kid. For example, that pain is a tool. Owen's quiet, and his eyesight isn't great. He reads, plays chess, hates crowds and noise. At family dinners, he endures both and hovers near me like a small boat staying with the dock. He barely mentions his father. My ex is a grown free man, as people who choose convenience like to say. Different state, different life, child support on time, instead of presents. School bullying slid in quietly. Snickers, nerd, shoulders in the hallway, a couple older boys with nothing to do. I did what I do. Emails, calls, let's meet. What's your incident policy? The school said, we've got it under control. Turns out control is very stretchy. Owen came home one day with a ripped jacket and a bruise. I asked. He said, nothing. I'm fine, Mom. Accident. I put ointment on and believed him, because sleep is easier when you do. My father overheard one of my calls with the teacher. He listened to my careful response plan, to me swallowing irritation and saying, thanks for your time. When I hung up, he gave me his diagnosis. Talking won't fix weakness. Men handle men's problems with fists. Let me take the boy. I'll make a man of him. My mother chimed in on cue. Your dad will help. A boy needs a man. I said yes. Not because I believed in magic grandpa boxing, because I wanted for once to stop feeling like a bad mother. Grandpa will handle it felt like temporary insurance. Your good mom card stays valid if you hand the man stuff to a man, so the garage sessions began. Day 1. Jump rope, jokes, red cheeks. Owen came home proud. Grandpa says I can do it. I drove him there myself. Left him at the door, heard the thud-thud inside, and told myself, sports. Then I ran errands or stayed inside with my mother. I never opened that door. Why, get in the way of men doing men things, right? He came home tired, starving, sometimes with bruises and scrapes. I said, you're fine. Dabbed iodine. One day he said, Mom, I don't want to go. Can I skip today? I answered, sometimes to get stronger you have to push through. I hate that sentence now. I could say I was fooled, that training sounded harmless. Truth is, I knew enough. I knew about the bruises, how he went quiet and jumpy, read less and stared more. I saw him flinch at loud voices. I knew my father's favorite subject is power. Today he taught it again. That wasn't a sport. It was a lab experiment in breaking a kid. Why did I stay quiet? Work, deadlines, clients, because I'm a single mom with a battery that hits red every evening. I handed them my son for an hour because I wanted to come home without feeling outnumbered. The feeling came back anyway, with interest. Here's what I figured out. Order in my life isn't everyone being happy. It's my kid being safe. So I'm done being their wallet with hands and their convenient silence. Done pretending I don't see it. Morning will come, and I'll use the one word I've owed them for years, no, and a different word for us, enough. Morning didn't start with coffee. It started with the cancel button. I opened my banking app and walked through my good deeds like a closet full of stuff that doesn't fit. Parents' utilities, auto pay off. Their monthly pension top-up, those same $300 I sent on the first, gone. Property tax, no longer my problem. Car insurance for my father and my brother, not renewing. The boys' soccer club dues, no. Uniforms, cleats, urgent or he can't play, no more. Do our taxes, you're fast. I don't. Each click felt like a small, overdue no. I used to think I was holding the family together. Truth. I was shielding them from consequences. The sponsorship ends today. I didn't text anyone. Didn't explain. Give it 2 weeks. They'll notice. Owen came into the kitchen without that usual guarded look. We ate like normal people, traded small, warm nothings, and I could see it on his face. Lighter. He ate with an appetite and smiled for no reason. A new life starting the way it should, as an ordinary morning. The day did its day thing, work, emails, a couple calls. On one of them, I said no to something I usually just took on. The sky stayed up. My job actually fit inside work hours for once. That evening, I took Owen back to chess club, the one he'd stopped going to during training. I waited a bit and watched. The kids greeted him like he'd been out sick, asked where he'd been. He grinned, joked with a couple of them, a shoulder tap here and there, then sat down across from another skinny kid in glasses. He was back with his people, back to himself. A week passed. We didn't show up at the garage. My father, silence. He doesn't call first. That's not his genre. My mother called instead, long and anxious about, how could you? Your father was waiting. My brother texted blunter, what are you doing? You're wrong. You're breaking your kid. I didn't reply. 2 weeks in, they noticed the money. And then it started. First, my mother. Sweetheart, there's some confusion with the payments. Must be the bank. Polite voice, warmed up for my, of course. The bank's fine, I said. There's just no more auto pay. We're not children to play at principals, she sighed. Your father's worried. A house is a responsibility. Responsibility is paying your bills, I said. You have a house. You do not have an ATM pause. Come by tonight, she said. Your father wants to talk. No. He'll explain. I know his explanations by heart. This isn't how you treat parents. Her voice went hard. Right is not hitting my kid and not living on my money, I said. We're switching to right. You've become bitter, she said, and hung up. An hour later, my brother's wife. Her specialty is concern with a knife tucked under the napkin. Look, we get it. You're stressed. But the boys have district soccer coming up, registration fee, charter bus to the next town, team fees for refs in the field. You've always covered it. If you don't transfer now, the team won't go. This isn't about us, it's about the kids. It's about adults paying for what they sign up for, I said. Registration, yours. Bus, yours. Refs, yours. You're serious? A little snort. You'll kill their tournament over your grudges? I'm fixing what you've broken for years, I said. Your bills, your decisions. Your father won't tolerate this. She switched voices. He said, she'll come talk like an adult. I am an adult, I said. That's why I'm not coming. By evening, my mother sent a long message with sweetheart and honey sprinkled in. How hard it is. How Dad carries the house. How I'm leaving them stranded and winter is coming. My hands itched to explain that I also have a winter, a house, a child, and bills. Perfect trap. I answered with one word, no. In my family, it lands like a foreign language. Maybe they'll learn it someday. Day 3, my brother arrived in all-caps energy. No hello. No how are you. You're breaking Dad. You're breaking the family. Put it back the way it was. It's not going back, I wrote. Your turn to be a grown-up. Your boy needs a grandfather, came next. You're making him weak. Be here Saturday. Dad's waiting. No. You scared to talk to a man? Cute. I stopped taking orders, I wrote. He sent 2 laughing emojis and a photo of an empty duffel bag. Perfect metaphor for their life without my payments. Day 4, my father called. Agenda voice, nothing extra. Saturday, 4 o'clock. You'll come. Bring the boy. We'll talk. No, I said. You didn't understand. Same even tone as my childhood. That wasn't a question. I'm the one asking questions now, I said. Answer's no. You want a war? I want boundaries, I said. Those aren't up for debate. See you, he said, and hung up. He always ends first, makes him feel like he won. That evening, my mother tried again. Your father's worried. Why are you like this with him? He's only trying to... For us is not hitting and not demanding, I cut in. Everything else is for himself. You're impossible, she sighed. We're family. Family isn't a subscription, I said. Paying your bills isn't a family service. 2 quiet days. Then the drip started. An anonymous complaint to my office with word salad. A family chat message. Some of us forgot the elders. A sad photo of the nephews. The math is obvious. Shame is the cheapest tool. I didn't buy it. Meanwhile, Owen had a regular life. School, chess, home. We ate dinner, laughed at dumb things, argued about nothing. Luxury. Living an evening without checking it against my father's opinions. Weekend. New attempt. My brother's wife. Let's make a deal. You cover the tournament costs, and Travis will talk to your dad so he won't be so mad at you. Deal of the century, I said. You pay your own bills, and Travis can talk to your dad about how adults pay what they owe and understand the word no. You'll be on your own, she warned. We'll all turn our backs. I'll manage, I said. By week's end, my mother tried the gentle door. Just come for tea. No talking. Your father wants to see his grandson. I kept it short. No. Saturday at 4, we went nowhere. The phone vibrated a long time. I let it. No one showed up at our door. Apparently, my father's pride wouldn't allow it. Finally, a use for his pride. Owen came over and hugged me. Mom, I feel guilty, he whispered. I rubbed his back. You're not guilty of anything. Period. I'm the one who pretended everything was fine for too long. What if they get mad? They can. Anger is their right. Our right is to close the gate. What if they say I'm weak? Then we'll laugh. Because strength isn't their subject. And if... Hold up. I raised a hand. Here are the rules. You're allowed to be yourself. If someone pushes against you, say no, turn around, walk away. No speeches, no proving. If you need me, call. He nodded, this time without the flinch. That night, I posted one line to the family chat. Starting this month, your bills are yours. Grandpa's training is over, period. No threats, no essays. The reply was silence. Then my mother's neighbor called, said things were difficult, and, you understand, Without your help, it's hard for them. I said, I understand, and hung up. Explaining that I'm a person, not a fund, is pointless. I'm done persuading the world of the obvious. I'll live like it already agrees. A week went by. I almost believed the new order had stuck. It hadn't. Grandma caught Owen after school. Soft voice, shiny eyes. Sweetheart, I missed you so much. Come over. I made your favorite cutlets. We'll hang out a couple hours. Your mom won't mind. Owen is polite to a fault. He got in the car. No schemes, no threats, just weaponized kindness doing someone else's work. Later, he told me what happened inside. My father and Travis were waiting. No hello, no plate on the table. Straight to the bit. Look who finally showed up, Mama's boy. Stand up straight. Where's your abs? A shove to the shoulder, a flick to the forehead. My mother rustling in the kitchen pretending the house didn't have ears. My kid did the smartest thing. He didn't argue. He said, I'm going to wash my hands. Stepped into the bathroom, locked the door, and called me. I drove over and took him home. They tried their usual, mocking, loud, talking over me. I gave them mine. We have nothing to discuss. And left. A few days later, 3 older boys met him outside the corner store. He came back holding his stomach, face twisted with pain. Next morning, I spoke to the store manager and asked for last night's footage. No drama. I need the time by the front door. The camera showed everything. Circle in, trip, yank on the backpack strap, one clean body shot. I saved the clip to a flash drive and filed an incident report. Faces weren't clear, but one kid wore their soccer club hoodie, and the laugh-off camera sounded exactly like someone I know. Not enough to name names, enough to fix it in a file. I sent Travis the video and the report number and wrote very plainly that no one was to come near my son again. Otherwise, I'd push this all the way through. He answered instantly. How dare you think my boys are involved? Pure coincidence. Then my mother called. You twist everything! No one in our family had anything to do with that horrible attack. I sent one message to all of them. No contact with my son without my consent. Any attempt. Police. There will never be financial help again. Then I blocked every number. A year passed. Owen goes to Aikido at the community center. Quiet mats, clean space, bow in, bow out. The coach doesn't shout. He shows. How to keep your balance, slip a hold, control your space, keep your head cool. Owen fits there. His back is straighter, his gaze level, his voice steady. He's not chasing wins, he's choosing what's worth stepping into. School noticed on its own. The snide stuff faded first, then the accidental bumps. Picking on him stopped being fun. At home, we have ordinary life. No man lessons, chess on Wednesdays, a G drying over the shower, pizza on Fridays. My parents? Rougher. Without my add-ons, the house started bleeding red. Property tax overdue, serious letters from the county, my father's car parked after a no-insurance ticket. Travis works at a small auto shop. I used to patch his money and paperwork. Now I don't. He let the required permits lapse, lost part of his tools to debt, the equipment's outdated, half the cars he won't touch. They put him on small jobs, fewer shifts, less pay. The district soccer tournament went on without the nephews. Fees never got covered. We live outside their noise. Our money, our home, our boundaries. Turns out that's all it took for things to be quiet and human. My family loves myths about strong men and weak women. In my version, strong people take responsibility and don't break others. That's enough. We chose quiet and our own rules. My son is calm. That's my case. But what do you think? Did I do the right thing or go too far when a softer path was possible? Tell me where you draw the line between family and self-respect. If this story hit home, subscribe. There's more to come.